there a warthog squealing?
Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I've got some great news. After a few days of no lion, we've managed to succeed on the S-137 right at Duke Waterhole, or at the turnoff to Duke. Looks like a couple of sub-adult lions, maybe with some lionesses. I'm counting 4 this far, maybe from the Hyde Pride or the S-82 Pride, but we're in the game, folks. Let's try and get a nice visual.
Well, good morning to you, sweet lion. It's so good to see your face again. I've almost forgot what they look like. On a burnt field, the edge of the S-137. There's a third individual. 5th in the background. I'm adding the one to the right of the very first lion we saw. Heads up, and they may be watching something in the distance. I did see wildebeest on approach. There's number 5 that I left out, but there's a 6th individual to the left, furthest away from us. Like a young lioness right atop a small termite mound, slightly elevated. Such a nice, crisp and clean, clear morning. Very peaceful out here, and I'm sharing the sighting with 2 other vehicles. Of the 6 individuals, so far I've counted 4 lionesses and 2 young males. Of the 4 lionesses, there might be 1 or 2 of them it's slightly older. But with the sun in the background, it's difficult to see. Let's zoom out. Controlled burning done in Kruger, typically this time of the year. So good for regrowth and regeneration of the veld. As soon as the rainy season comes, the plains game will be in abundance in these kind of areas with the regrowth of new grass. That will of course lure the big cats, cheetah, leopard and lion. Oh, I'm so stoked, folks. I was stressing a bit, but luckily, by the grace of the Kruger National Park, I eventually found my lion. Well, so far the best visual of the 6 in the sighting is this one. So I'll stick around with my video camera on this female. See how the sun in the backdrop with the backlight is highlighting the edges of the head of the lioness, called rimming. It's another technique when doing wildlife photography or filming. Just always see to have your focus point on the brightest parts where the highlights are, and not on the shadowy parts, otherwise it might hover. Find it difficult to get a focus point. See the black tips, the black behind the ears, the follow me sign, as well as the tail as well. Well, visual communication between one another when behavioral changes happen. The absolute wonderful thing about finding lions here. We've still got the entire Gomondwane loop, or almost 3/4 of it still to do. So I'm hoping for the Varamis, with those 2 new cubs. I stopped next to another guide and he said there's actually 3 cubs that are being reported, new cubs. And then of course the young brothers, Zaza, Zozo, Zano, young male with the injured testes and his brother. We need to catch up with him again. Yeah, so while I'm sitting here just waiting for visual to improve slightly, they're still watching the plains game, whatever they're watching there. Please let me know, have you ever traveled to South Africa or surrounding parts of Southern Africa for a safari? And where have you gone to on safari? And which of those safari destinations stands out to you? Please let me know in the comment box. I remember the S82, or the Hyde Pride, was reigned over by the Mtanzini males. It was Smudge and Fudge, which was the social media names. I did hear that the S21 males ran them off a while back. I'm not sure if they moved off completely, or are they still in the area. I'll try and find out. But this might be their offspring. That's approaching about 2.5 to 3 years old. Man, but it's a beautiful morning. Crisp winter's morning in the Kruger National Park. Now that girl has locked onto something. So watching something in the distance there. By the look of their current behavior and how focused they are in their sitting stalking position over there. Those plains game must be close by. Still can't see what they're watching. They're trying their absolute best to remain concealed. Look how they're using that small bush over there. It's a direct line, so that plains game might be on the opposite side of that. Very focused and slow moving. Don't want to make any kind of noise while stepping. You see the regrowth of the new grass despite the lack of moisture. The response of the most successful plant on the planet is responding to the veld that's been burnt, and this is what would attract blue wildebeest, zebra, and the grazing plains game, especially buffalo as well. This lady is still hanging back, seeing that the others is 5 up front, too many bodies up front. Let's hang back and stay out of visibility there. Lioness at the back has suddenly turned around and listening to something behind us to the southwest. also could not be such a bad thing, because that might lure the others to move back. Beautiful. Just moved forward a bit. Now I can see those 3 of those 5 in the front just almost in line. Inching closer to the rest. They're still holding back in the front there, moving slowly, a little bit at a time. Let's see how this plays out. Classic part of the hunting strategy is where one individual will move around, possibly to the opposite side of the plains game, or prey animals actually push them towards awaiting lions. It's a possibility. So check this, the wind is blowing towards us, which is great for the cats. It's ideal when they hunt. But this lioness that has gone to the sort of southeastern side of the others waiting, you have to give her time, because obviously it will take her a few minutes to actually go around to the opposite side. So if you wait a few minutes, may possibly out of past experience actually hear the plains game alarm calling, and then all of a sudden they'll rush towards these lines, and then they'll either strike or they might miss. But let's wait. I add something quickly, but I was sitting here totally zoning out with my video camera packed back in the pelican case for whatever reason. But always be in a state of preparedness when you expect something to possibly happen. Keep your video camera or your camera in your hand with the right settings. Be ready for that action, because it happens like this. Inching closer once again. Maybe they've sighted that lioness that's circling around. They push a little bit forward from this side. There we go. There we go. You hear a warthog squealing. All the lions immediately responding. I think she got lucky there, folks. Wow, you can hear the other folks also being quite excited about what's happening here. Wow. It's a shame that they are running away from us, of course. Alrighty, so let's reverse back and see if we can gain a visual, distant visual probably, from this side. Thing is, with warthog, as feisty as they are fairly small. So for 6 lions, if they tackle a warthog, it will be a fairly quick feed. And sometimes they'll break off or tear off pieces of the prey animal that they did catch, and they'll scatter into all sorts of directions. So that's what I was hoping for and thinking of now, but it looks like they are static somewhere together in that thicket there, probably about 150 yards from us. busy reversing Saki straight into the bush here. I'm just checking my mirrors.
Alright guys, it's starting to become very clear to me that we have lost visual, so I might keep moving from here. Stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm traveling through the speed of sound, as you can see, to go edit and put this video together for you. The only problem is Saki is consuming petrol by the second, so please go have a look at my online shop with my images, buy one and support my channel and print them as big as you want. But from the Kruger National Park, I'm Christof Schoeman, and I will catch you in the very next episode of Kruger Unlocked. Cheers for now.